Hi folks, Nella here. Just off screen, right there, the tiny adventurers are on top of Chewbacca, Chewbacca Tsum Tsum. But I will show them off either at the end of this video or in another video. It depends on how long this one gets. um, so this is kind of a video response to Anne's and Picaro. About Anne's video about kind of trying to strike a balance between the buying and doing in the hobby, um, which I think is something that's really relatable to a lot of us. I know I've kind of noticed that every 6 to 9 months, someone ends up putting out a video about how they're facing this dilemma in their collection in the hobby, um, and I think kind of trying to have like a wider discussion about would be helpful. So, video time. um, I think it's really easy to find yourself trapped in like a cycle of buying almost for the sake of buying things, to have things coming in the mail. Which is really understandable because it's a really nice feeling to get something in the mail. It's like it's a present. It doesn't matter if you bought it. It's a present. Um, and but that's just kind of more general. I think part of why it's such an easy trap, such an easy trap to fall into and get stuck in the hobby is because there's a lot of positive reinforcement surrounding near constant purchasing of things. Um, I know, I know maybe it's just the videos I've seen and the channels I've seen, but I've noticed that the videos that are like people's most popular uploads tend to be box openings. And it could be that maybe they've only done like two box openings, and the other 100 videos that they've done are all about their characters, but almost without fail, the ones that've gotten the most views and the most comments are box openings. So you definitely have like a positive reinforcement on that side because you get a lot of really kind words said to you and said about your dolls when you first get them or when you first get new things for them. And you may get, the odd comment scattered in of like, oh, I see you have such and such doll, on your shelf behind you. Oh, I love that doll. But you don't get the same sort of quantity that you got when you opened that doll, when you first received that doll, or when that doll got a face up and all these things. So yeah. um By the way, I actually do have a little theory on why box openings and stuff get so many comments. Like proportionately so many comments compared to other videos on the same channel, even if it's the same people commenting on both types of videos. Box openings are really easy to apply to. Um, like it's like everyone knows kind of like the form that you're supposed to like fill in to apply to a box opening. It's really standard. It goes something like this: congratulations, if it's positive, which we're going to assume box opening is positive. So congratulations, that doll is so, insert adjective here, and that's it. Heck, you don't even need to do that doll is so, insert adjective here. You can just say congratulations. It's so easy. It's so easy to apply to box openings because everyone knows what they're supposed to say. There's no trying to figure out how to word things, no worry about stepping on other people's toes. It's just congratulations. So, because it's so easy, so many more people can comment and feel free to comment. Um, which then leads to you having more comments congratulating you every time you get a new purchase, rather than for, I don't know, for the face ups you're working on, or the clothing you're trying to do, or the stories you're developing, or the modding you're doing, the doing portion of it. It's way easier to comment on the buying aspect of the hobby. So it's because there's so much positive reinforcement on that side, there's so many more people. So many more people commenting on those types of videos. It's really easy to fall into shifting your attention away from the doing side to the buying side, because it seems like people like the buying side more, right? even when that could Even though that may be the furthest thing from the truth. Maybe they really enjoy what you do in the hobby, the stories you create. Actually, I'm just going to say general, the doing side, the creation aspect of it. But it's a lot harder to find the words. I find, especially if it's like someone's story, and they've just, they've poured their heart and soul out to you. I find a lot of times I'm lost for words. I don't know what to say. So I like the video. Now, I try to go back and actually properly comment once I've processed the amazing wonderfulness that I'd been part of, that I'd heard. But it's a lot harder than just going, congratulations. By the way, that is not to say that the congratulations stuff is not authentic, that isn't reality. That I find those are often they're meant, like they're actually meant, like they're not just like they're not, as much as it follows a form, they are not nothing words. Like they do mean something. And we are actually happy, to see other people be happy because they've gotten a doll. Yeah. I think though it's important not to do, you don't have to do this constantly, but to take the time at least every so often and actually stop, reassess, and indulge yourself in some introspection. Introspection? Yes, introspection. Sorry, that word sounds really funny. But I think that, well, as Anne's doing, and I know as Denali Wynn did, and Gina is already has done, to take the time and to actually stop and think about what in the hobby brings you joy. Is it buying? Is it acquiring things? Because for some people, that may very well be what they like in the hobby. I mean, like, and all the power to them. But maybe that isn't you. Maybe what you want to be doing is to pursue creating worlds, but you've gotten yourself trapped up in this constant string of purchases and then selling and purchases and selling, and you've pushed aside the creation to the corner because you've gotten so absorbed into this cycle. Yeah. I find that a lot of times the push for introspection is still a really weird word. Being which, weird is a weird word. It's a very odd word. I mean, it even looks strange and peculiar. Anyway, back to introspection. I think, though, a lot of the times the push for introspection, as much as we would all like to think that, we can take the time to, put aside, the maybe the almost addictive qualities of purchasing, put that aside and, look deep inside ourselves and figure out what we want to be doing in the hobby and what makes us happy in the hobby. I think that a lot of the times that push towards introspection doesn't come from within. It comes from without. It comes from the outside, not from the inside. Um, and a lot of times that concern, that outside pressure is money. Because constantly buying is expensive. It's really expensive. I mean, creation is also expensive, but it's more expensive. It's more expensive in energy and time rather than money. I mean, obviously, the initial supplies cost money, but the actual creation side calls more for energy and patience and dedication and time. So, yeah. So that's my little thing on buying and doing, and I have to say I'm trying to take my own advice and actually do some introspection. That is still such a weird word. I don't keep using it. Soul searching. I'm going to say soul searching now. I'm trying to do a bit of soul searching in some other parts of my life, which has kind of bled into the hobby. But don't worry, I'm not giving up any of my dolls. I love them all. I'm just trying to actually do more things and create more things for them rather than consuming things for them. Like so many funds. Okay, I think this response video is long enough considering I believe it's 5 minutes longer than the video I'm replying to. Whoops. So I am actually going to indulge in my celebration of buying things and celebration of creating things in a separate video. So, bye everyone.